99.9 KTDY, the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. And the police, every little thing she does is magic. Life is magic. Today, be a magician today. It is 8:16. Oh, look at this. The doc's in. It's Wellness Wednesday here at KTDY. Dr. Kevin is with us with the Bryant Wellness Institutes of Acadiana. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How goes are you guys? Good. Doing good this morning.
Good.
Today's show is going to be about the number one killer in the United States out of everything you can think of. And so you guys have heard me saying for years that the precursor to almost every chronic disease is systemic low-grade inflammation. Mm-hmm. And so I've mentioned that on almost every show, that chronic inflammation is the first step to dying from diseases like heart attack, stroke, diabetes, cancer.
Can you have it and not know you have it?
Yeah, most people do have it. Well, actually, everybody has it, and it's just the level or the degree that you're creating inflammation in your body. So today we're going to discuss what it is, why, how to get rid of it. And it's also found to be the precursor to things like arthritis, Alzheimer's, and premature aging. And new studies are even connecting it with chronic inflammation with conditions like bowel inflammatory conditions, migraines, ADDs, weight gain, prostate issues, female hormone imbalance. I mean, lots of things. Lack of energy and focus. The studies are showing that this is really a profound condition in America and pretty much worldwide. So many doctors have looked now at thousands of studies and have finally came to the same conclusion that I have been saying for years. And this is what they have stated. And I quote, "We now know that most, perhaps all chronic diseases, including aging, have the same trigger, inflammation." So we now know that most, perhaps all chronic diseases have the same trigger, inflammation. That's profound. But the point is,
you're saying that every major disease starts with inflammation.
Chronic inflammation, low-grade chronic inflammation in the body. So that's their big epiphany that they just announced, and I agree. Well, actually, they're agreeing with me because I've been saying that for a long time.
Is that part of that leaky gut thing you hear about?
It very likely, yes.
Oh, no, what is that? Explain that.
It very likely could be.
Somebody explain it to me. I don't know what that means.
Well, it has to do with the things that you eat causing some sort of reaction, and that even though you don't have holes in your gut, it leaks through and causes inflammation throughout the whole body.
Yeah. So what happens is,
and that's not scientific.
Yeah. So what happens with that is food particles get into your bloodstream that aren't ready to get into your bloodstream because they're not small enough yet. Mm-hmm. So in other words, your digestive system has let stuff through that it's not ready to be in your bloodstream. It's not small enough and in a form that can be digested, and that creates inflammation. And there's lots of other things that do. Now get this. The Center for Disease Control recently stated, this is the CDC now, that out of the 10 leading causes of death in the United States, inflammation contributes or causes at least 7 of them. So at least 7 of the top 10 killers in the United States are caused by inflammation. So the point is that chronic inflammation is the perfect recipe for an early death. So today we're going to talk about what all of this means, how you can reduce it, why you have it. And so we all think of inflammation as the natural process that when, say, you sprain your ankle, your foot inflames or your ankle inflames. And it's healthy in that case. But that's not what we're talking about. We're discussing low-grade inflammatory processes that are taking place throughout your whole body. Kind of a low-grade systemic inflammation. Systemic meanings through your whole body. And so,
I would imagine, now I'm no doctor, certainly no doctor, but I would imagine around these areas there may be a bit of a fever around these areas.
Yeah.
Probably not always.
Well,
but
inflammation that's what inflammation is, essentially, isn't it? Fever is a result of the inflammation.
Yes, it is kind of like that. And so what happens is it's throughout your whole body. Mm-hmm. It's not you have like an elbow that's inflamed. It's an inflammatory reaction, just like your elbow, except it's throughout all of your cells and all your tissues, and it does a lot of damage. And so when we discuss chronic inflammation, you're going to see that the typical American lifestyle is the textbook pro-inflammatory way. And so here are the top 10 causes, and quickly, because I'm going to discuss the solutions in our second segment, but I'm going to go through these quickly, but here are the top 10 causes of systemic-wide inflammation. Number one is eating...
Please don't be pecan pie.
I see that over here.
Please don't be pecan pie.
Or fettuccine.
Right.
Or stuffed artichoke. Or roast stuffed with boudin.
What they're referring to, guys, is I walked in,
Or
they've got like
bacon.
a whole table worth of food over here next to me.
The buffet is open.
Yeah, the buffet is definitely open in here, and it looks and smells good. So, number one is eating too much food or poor digestion, because what happens? Non-digested food is the quickest cause of inflammation, because what happens? Your body will immediately attack any undigested food in your body, creating an inflammatory response. So one of the problems...
And Deb all the time, she tells me, she rides me like a Shetland pony. She says I eat too fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. And so what happens if you have undigested food in your body, it's going to create inflammation or poor digestion. If your digestive system is just poor, then you will create inflammation in your body.
The digestive process actually starts when you start to smell the food and your salivary glands start to, so that whole if you circumvent that by just chomping it down before, you've really cut out part of your digestion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it creates inflammation. Now, number 2 on the list is processed white flour products. This diet's high in processed foods increases inflammation dramatically in the body. So processed white flour products, this is the crackers, breads, chips, cereals, those packaged, processed kind of foods that we eat create inflammation. Number 3 on the list is sugar. Sugar is one of the most pro-inflammatory things that you can eat. Sugar from corn syrups, candies, sodas, fruit juices, all of this raises your inflammatory markers severely. And what happens now, they know that this inflames the lining of your blood vessels, leading to plaquing and heart attacks. So I'm telling you that eating cholesterol probably does not cause arteriosclerosis. Inflammation does. So when you eat these pro-inflammatory things, it inflames the lining of your blood vessels, and that could be, not definitive, but I feel it is, one of the main causes of this heart attacks. I have arteries blocked, that kind of thing. Number 4 on the list is fried foods. Fried foods create a byproduct called acrylamide, which causes extreme inflammation in the body. And then number 5 is animal meats. Animal protein causes the body to retain acidity and purine, and this causes the food to be hard to digest. And this is probably going on in me because I eat a lot of animal protein in my diet, but everything else I do is anti-inflammatory, so I'm probably okay there. Number 6 is nitrates. These are found in most deli meats and sausages. This chemical is very pro-inflammatory throughout the whole body. So, nitrates are in a lot of the deli meats. Is it a
preservative?
It is, yeah. It's in like bacons, deli meats, those kind of things. I always try to get nitrate-free food whenever possible. Number 7 is genetically modified foods. Now, these are harder to digest, causing inflammation in the body. So the harder something is to digest, the more pro-inflammatory it is. Number 8 on the list is food chemicals, additives, food colorings, and preservatives, and synthetic sweeteners. These all create free radicals in the body which tear at our cells, and this causes system-wide inflammation. Number 9 is lack of sleep or stress, and then number 10 is alcohol. So as you can see...
No, seriously, honest to God, Deb. It's
a wonder we all woke up this morning.
It's a wonder we woke up.
If you just think about it. All of the top 10 reasons why what causes inflammatory processes in the body... It almost like describes, the typical American lifestyle to a T.
We have violated 8 of those this morning.
Yep.
And it's 8:24.
Right. So you can see how really we are creating the perfect storm inside our bodies for these chronic diseases to set in. And that's why as Americans, we don't live as long. And so, eating too much food, processed white flour products, the sugar, the fried foods, the animal meats, the nitrates, the genetically modified foods, chemical additives, food colorings, and preservatives, and lack of sleep and stress, So if this describes you, then I really want to show you some simple things that you can do to turn this around. So all of these factors increase inflammation, and when we get back, I'm going to tell you how we fix it.
Okay.
Who does